I'm currently stuck living with my narcissistic father since my mother passed away. He's doing whatever he can to try to prevent me from leaving the house, but it sure feels to me like he's trying to lock me in a cage. So I've made changes to the plan to get out of here as soon as possible. What I also plan to do while I'm doing this is to sell as much stuff as I possibly can to try to save up some money so that I can leave here. I would call this progress. No one locks me in a f***ing cage. I'm on my way to go see a car that is over 300,000 kilometers on it. I'm hoping that it's priced so low because of that and because of the aesthetics of it, which hopefully I'll remember to film that part and show you guys. And I'm hoping that the car itself actually works well, like the things that matter on it, meaning the transmission and the brakes and all that stuff. I really don't have much money at all, and I won't be able to afford repairs. So I am not sure that this is the right decision. I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I parked super far so that he didn't see the car, because of course I have to hide the fact that I bought a car from my own father at 42 years old. So the thing that I've been preparing for happening has happened. But there's a twist. My father has kicked me out, and yet he also won't let me leave. I will explain. He was in the house with a young woman my age. They were in his aquarium room and he was showing her his fish and whatever else. He, from time to time, has people come by to buy corals. But I'm not dumb. Not only was he acting bizarre the entire day before that, cleaning the house, acting like being really shady. I've caught him staging things in his studio to take pictures to make him look like a baller. And so I knew something was up, but I didn't know what it was until I saw them alone in a room together. I opened the door and I looked at them, and he pretended like he didn't see me. He didn't say anything. And I'm like, hey, what are you up to? What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Are you making friends on the internet now? He just like pretended that I wasn't there, or he said like, I'm showing her my fish, or she wants to buy corals. That's about all he said the whole time. And he kept kind of like trying to redirect her focus to the aquarium to ignore me. And I kept saying things to interject because I wanted to know. It wasn't that I wanted to know what was up. I knew what was up. I was purposely trying to make things uncomfortable so that she would realize that there was something off and hopefully leave and save herself. So I was being rude to make her uncomfortable, to hopefully get her to stay away from him, to save herself. And I know a lot of people are going to think, well, he can do what he wants because his wife is dead and she's an adult, right? But the thing is, he's a predator. He has never, ever, ever meant well by any woman, ever. If you walked into a room and you saw a PDF file, if you don't know what I mean by that, I can't say the actual word, so ask people in the comments. If you walk into a room and you catch a PDF file with a child, you have a moral obligation to do something in that moment. And hopefully you instinctively know that you are gonna do something in that moment to protect the child. When I walk into a room with my father and a woman my age, or any woman for that matter, I know that he has intentions towards her. He has an agenda, and it goes far beyond showing her his fish. So I had a moral obligation in that moment to say or do something, and so I did. She left a few minutes later, But before she left, I had closed the door and I wrote her a note and I put it on her car explaining that I was trying to protect her and why. I don't know if my father knew about the note. I don't think he did. Since my father found out about my vlog and the fact that I posted a recording of my mother, he is careful about what he says and at what volume he says it, etc. around me now, because he doesn't want to be exposed. So he comes upstairs and he says, "That was uncalled for." And I said, "No, what was uncalled for is you being alone in a room with a woman my age. If you want friends, get male friends." It really doesn't matter if she was there to buy coral or not. She was in an unsafe position, and if I was in her position, I would want to know. I would prefer to be safe. I would not like to be alone in a room with a predator. This man has manipulated, lied to, and used countless women in his life. I have had multiple conversations with his mistresses who were fully under the impression that he was leaving his wife for them and that we were all going to be a happy family because my mother was the devil and he was the poor victim. One after the other, he used these women and discarded them. Who knows how much damage he did to their lives? I've seen him go so far as to falsify notarized documents to prove a lie to his mistress. This is not the kind of man who just wants to make friends with a younger woman. So after I told him he should be getting male friends if he wants friends, he told me, "I want you to leave." I said, "Great. When would you like that? You want me to leave right now?" And he said, no, whenever. Because he didn't actually want me to leave. He wanted me to get upset. He wanted me to cry and to beg to stay. He wanted power and control over me. He wanted to remind me who was the boss. He wanted me to concede my own moral integrity. So I said, "Great, that's cool." He didn't know that I had already been in the process of trying to get out of here. I fully intend to be out of here soon. So for him to threaten me with the thing that I'm already doing is ridiculous, but he didn't know that. So a day or so later, I take the car in the morning. I was going to see a car that I had been talking to someone about purchasing. He didn't know that, obviously. About an hour after I left the house, he starts harassing me to come back home. He starts with, "Where are you? When are you coming back?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I need the car." He has a car. He has 2 cars. He has his Corvette that he can drive. But he made up an excuse that he would need the car that I was driving. And then he said, "And also because it's my car. So I want to know." Again, exerting his control. He's the boss. He's in control of me. So I told him I was looking for an apartment, just like he told me to. And again, he starts with excuses of why I need to come back home. Why? Because he doesn't want me to leave. He doesn't want me to leave. He just wanted to punish me. So after I was done what I was doing, I go back home. The next morning, I had to finish what I was doing. I get up early. I start getting ready to leave. And as I'm leaving, he follows me. He was standing by his bedroom door, waiting for me to leave my room so that he could come out of his room and follow me downstairs to see what I was doing and possibly engage me in conversation, ask me what I was doing. But I just scurried out of the house. I didn't say anything to him. And I got in the car and I left. I went to go purchase the car. Again, something he didn't know I was doing. Because, of course, at 42 years old, I have to hide the fact that I'm purchasing a car from my father. So again, about an hour after I leave, he starts harassing me with text messages, asking me when I'm coming back, giving me all kinds of reasons why he needs the car back, even though he doesn't. That's 2 days that he supposedly needs this car that he never uses or rarely uses for stupid reasons, saying that his sunglasses were in it, so I had to come back so he could get his sunglasses out of it. or whatever other reasons. He just didn't want me to use it. He wanted me to get an apartment. I told him that's what I was doing. And he was doing everything he could to sabotage my ability to get an apartment. Not only that, but through this entire process, supposedly I don't have any money, right? Because he does the same thing about me making an income and getting a job. I'm allowed to use the car. In theory, I can hold the key. It sits in the driveway. So, in theory, I can use the car anytime I want. But as soon as I get in the car, if I'm not doing something for him, like going to get groceries and gonna be back within an hour, if I'm doing something productive for myself, he will sabotage it. He will tell me to come back. He will harass me all day with messages. Or he will make the car disappear by dropping it off at my brother's house and taking my key away so I can't take it back. So people keep telling me, your father's just trying to help you. Why don't you just get a job? He wants you to get a job because he's created the illusion that he's helping me. He's created the illusion that he wants me to get a job. In reality, he won't let me leave the house. So I have to secretly try to make an income on the internet. But here's the other problem. See, I'm filming right now on my tripod. I have a light on. I usually have to hide this stuff right after I'm done using it. I can only film things when he's either not here or when he's asleep. And after a couple days of putting everything up and taking it down, he started becoming skeptical of me being in the basement at all. And started again acting weird and doing weird things, passive-aggressive things, trying to engage me in conversation to get information out of me, and so on. And eventually I just started leaving the tripod and the light out because he suspected that I was doing something, so now he knows. And of course, because he knows that I'm filming content, he started stalking me online, trying to figure out what I was posting and where, and then texting me, not only making sure I know that he's watching my videos, but also using it to engage me in conversation to get information out of me about my personal situation, my financial situation, my plans, and so on. People think, a lot of people who don't understand narcissistic abuse, think that the only reason that he would be asking me these questions is because he wants to help me. And he'll say things like he wants to help me. And it's a lie. He only does things and asks things to get information out of me, to use it against me for his own agenda. In my entire life, I don't remember him ever giving me anything, money or otherwise, without an agenda. He has never done anything to help me. He takes from me. When I turned 18, he tried to force me to sign a contract entitling him to 20% of all the money I ever make for the rest of my life. That is where his mind is. For some reason, there are other family members who can't wrap their head around it because he doesn't treat them like that. He doesn't treat them like that because I am the scapegoat, because I am a woman and he is a misogynist. He despises women. I also provide a lot of value that other family members don't. I've been responsible for cleaning their house since I was 12 years old. I take care of things in the house. I take care of errands. I organize things. Other family members might do them a favor, might do my father or my parents a favor once in a while, but it is nothing in comparison to the value I bring. And since my father knows how valuable my labor is, my energy, my mind, my skill set is, he will continue to find ways to exploit me and to enslave me, to prevent me from leaving